Hi everybody, welcome to MG Life Hacks. Today I wanted to talk about how to generally accomplish more over time so that you can, do more tasks during the day. Maybe, meet some goals that you might have set for yourself. And I'm coming from a patient perspective, so I'm not a medical professional. I'm just sharing my experience and how I've been gradually able to do more during the day through finding more creative ways or time savers, energy savers, strength savers mainly, just to try and do more. When I was first diagnosed, and I don't see, generally speaking, a whole lot of content out there just to show everybody, how they got to do more or accomplish more. So I wanted to put this out there as a resource to try and help anybody else at all that might have symptoms similar to mine. If you are not familiar with myasthenia gravis, and you just kind of stumbled on this, myasthenia gravis is a neuromuscular disease, and it impacts your ability to use your muscles, voluntary and involuntary. So it's extraordinarily important to not overexert if you have myasthenia gravis, because it could have some very, very serious life-threatening complications as a result. So, all of that being said, bear with me as I am a new content creator. And because of this illness, I'm not able to do a lot of things that other creators can, like edit videos and, do things like that, because part of my challenge is maintaining my eyesight all day. And I really want to do that because I love it. I love being able to see things. But it is a challenge because, eye muscles get tired, and I have a pretty visually demanding job. I'm in accounting and I work remotely, so I am staring at a screen full time. One of the challenges is that my employer, wants people to, develop skill sets and things like that, take classes, and I am not at a point where I'm able to do that, at least right now, because once the workday ends, I have to rest my eyes. I have to switch up tasks. I'm really not able to read or things like that. So what I've done to try and help save my eyes are looking for ways, like one of my hobbies is cooking. I also like to crochet. I like to do, crafts and that kind of thing. But I also like to help my daughter with her homework. So in order for me to rest my eyes and then begin another task, what I will do is to still pursue my hobbies, so I'm not just sitting there with my eyes closed or bored, is keep my mind active. So, there's always an opportunity to listen to videos of other content creators. Like, I like to learn about different ways to clean more effectively, and just doing it that way, or listening to podcasts, or, pursuing interests like learning a different language, like Michel Thomas. It was really good. You can listen and he will teach you how to speak a different language just verbally through instructions and, role playing and things like that. To make it throughout the workday, what I will do is I will reduce the amount of reading that I am doing during the workday. A lot of people will take breaks and, catch up on the news. I am not doing that. When I am taking my breaks, I am closing my eyes, quite literally, but it helps because it helps give my muscles a chance to rest. And then they're slightly more recharged when I dive back into a task. If I'm contemplating something or on a call, if the camera is off, obviously, I'm closing my eyes. I'm using that opportunity, and it also helps me focus on what the speaker is saying, but it's, it's like a dual purpose type of thing. Other things that I do is I noticed that more of like my larger muscles seem to burn up a lot more energy and strength, which makes sense. So what I'm doing to try and make it through the workday is I'm resting my arms on my armrests. I've actually consulted an ergonomic professional back in the office, and he was able to show me how to set things up in the office and at home. So that way, everything is well supported, including my wrists. So there's a lot of typing involved because it's a desk job. I highly recommend desk jobs where your employer enables you to get up at least once an hour for 5 minutes. You can move around at least. But the desk job for me has been a lot less demanding in a full remote position. And I'll actually make a couple of videos about asking for accommodations from your employer because it's huge. It's an absolute game changer. Once my accommodations were approved, my symptoms improved dramatically. So that got a lot of quality of life back. Anyway, going back to energy savers, what you want to do is you want to go about your day, especially if you're newly diagnosed and just trying to kind of feel out and test your limits. You're going to have to literally feel it out. For me, my symptoms are undeniably in my face. When I am walking upstairs, my legs will start to tremble if I've pushed myself a little bit too far. And that is my body's ask, is that I stop, rest, and allow it time to recover before I get back up gently and slowly and get back into the swing of things. Basically, the idea is to make that battery of energy last a lot longer. And the less you push it, the less firm of a push, the longer it will go. So for me anyway, when I was tracking my symptoms initially, what I noticed is a pattern, and it's always going to fluctuate because it's an illness that you manage. And then there are going to be like general, peaks and then valleys, and then, it's up, and hopefully you find a treatment plan that helps you kind of get a little more even Steven, but it's always going to kind of fluctuate a little bit. But you have to figure out which tasks or activities are the most challenging for you. And it's individual. All of us are going to have different things in common with an illness, but there are some folks that have tremendous success with just medical treatment. There are others of us that are a little more challenged because you have multiple diagnoses and things of that nature. But try and open your mind up to looking for ways to do things differently. Instead of taking a big old pile of things from one room to another, would it be easier for you if you dragged it? Sometimes people have those little carts, those little kitchen carts. You can actually put stuff on there and push it into another room and, get things like laundry baskets to another room that way. Things like that. And it also goes to everyday tasks. Every single thing that you do as a myasthenia gravis patient is going to impact your overall battery for that day. And try and make it last all the way until you go to sleep. And you want sleep to be, like the victory. You don't want to have to get knocked out because your symptoms are so bad. You have to go to bed early and, recoup from overexerting. And no one really mentioned this either when you're first diagnosed or, you're coming out of the hospital and you're recovering. Be patient with yourself. Change your expectations for yourself. Make your goals more achievable for you, because no one, including myself, even with my experience, can do it for you. It is unique to you. And it is challenging and overwhelming at first, but I promise if you try and just keep trying and don't give up, rest and try again. Rest, try and find a different way to do things, or rest and do things in increments. Like one of the things on the scale that they give you at the doctor's office, sometimes I keep it daily, but do you have to rest between when you're brushing your teeth? Good tip, when you're brushing your teeth, use the electric toothbrush, even if it's the cheapest one ever, because that is better than trying to do this when you're really challenged. Even with you resting your hand in the sink, get the electric toothbrush. At that point, it's not really a luxury, it's a necessity. You're not going to do as good of a job brushing your teeth. And it'll save you energy as well. Same thing with your face. If you are like me and you need a little extra help scrubbing and exfoliating, I don't have this much in me when I'm close to infusion dates. I can't do that. I can't really scrub. It takes more out of me than it should. But a way to get it done that also helps me save energy a little bit to keep stretching that battery is get one of those little face wash or face scrubbies that is motorized, and it can scrub your face for you. Take a break, wait, and then finish. It's so much easier. Oh, it's so much easier. And in order to do like household tasks, the other thing that I tackled the other day was part of the oven. Also, side note and tip, if you are doing a new activity with this diagnosis, set a timer to go off, so you don't get so focused like, oh, I can do this, this is great, it's holding up, oh my god. you can pay for it the next day. But do small chunks, workable chunks. Instead of using like the Fumey oven cleaner, I hate fumes. I hate the self-clean. I mean, it's great, but I just hate that smell. I hate, having to open up all the windows. So what I did was I got like that barkeeper's friend powder, and just did a small section of my oven. Felt great, because now there's a little section of my oven that I can see is cleaner now, and I feel good about that. That's an achievable goal, and it made me feel really proud because I did it. But you can do stuff like that too. So, on those days where it's, you miss doing the things that you enjoy doing, you gotta look for the opportunity to save energy doing things, but also look for the opportunity to pat yourself on the back for the things that you've done, because if you have made it this far, that is awesome. Give yourself praise for that. Nobody ever talked to me about that when I was diagnosed. I want somebody, anybody, to take a moment to just be grateful for the things that you still can do, for the little hurdles that you made it through today just to get where you are, because I know it's not easy. Trying to think of any other time savers while I have time. I usually film while my family's away because it's less chaotic. Also saves on editing, since I can't really do that. So take frequent breaks when you're doing an activity and you can't finish and you really want to finish. Sometimes you're going to have to compromise with yourself and go for, it's like a battle versus the war situation. You're fighting the war. So don't blow all your energy on the one battle, because you can't just let it go. Or find a way to break it up. Or, if you really want to, you can ask someone for help, or, maybe they'll have a different way of doing the thing for you. Or you could try and search for different ways and Google it. How do people do this? Like, I learned how to grocery shop using a wheelchair. There are different facets of having this disability. that other people with different types of disabilities can relate to, that they can show you different ways to accomplish things. Don't be afraid to try and look it up and see if there's other stuff out there. There are a ton of other content creators out there that each have their own viewpoint and input. I'm just starting out on mine. But it's, myasthenia gravis is not super common. So I wanted to put it out there just to help anybody. But I hope this gives you a general idea of different things to try and save your time, save your energy, and give yourself kudos for everything that you have accomplished. Have a great day. See you.